We are living an interesting turning point today. During the last 100 years, the human life has triumphed through multiple breakthroughs. The amount of poverty has decreased, life expectancy has become longer, equality has become a core value, health services are accessible to more people than ever. In the meantime, however, we have encountered a problem. The success has had its costs. The decrease in poverty has also meant wealth increases. When our resources in the West are not spent on survival anymore, the wealth has had to be spent on something else. Endless consumption of products, private cars, meat consumption, heating, flying, new construction. The lifestyle has had shocking consequences on our surrounding nature. Now the seas suffer of microplastic, forests are burning, species die in extinction. Ending this lifestyle seems overwhelming to many of us, and change has been slow. Perhaps to fasten the change, we should stop the change only as a bad thing and concentrate on the good sides. But what can we do to see change as an improvement to our lives? One answer could be living together. But how? How could we create a way of living together not only to cut consumption, but to get the pattern to stay, to bring joy to our daily lives so that we feel no need to turn back? Let's take a look at a story of one estate in London, in Ethelburga. Ethelburga is a small estate near the huge metropole of London. It is just that far that it is not the center of stimuli and traffic, but just close enough to suffer from side effects and to also be under pressure of change. It has its own university campus, the Royal College of Art, office space near the river, townhouses as well as two-floor apartments in block of flats, boxing place and a communal house. The walking routes are good and variant. Streets are relatively nice to walk in. However, like in a typical neighborhood in a large city, there is very much potential that is lost for various reasons. The squares that could be used for gathering in common, playing in common, gardening in common, doing sports in common are used mostly for, well, car parking. What could be then done here to improve this neighborhood? We have now chosen the input of communal living for the task of bringing more life to Ethelburga. But what criteria could support our goals? There is not one answer, but based on our studies on the research done on the subject, we could try choosing communality levels, mixed-use development, pedestrian-friendly development, public property, inclusive design, and cultural identity. The more exact descriptions can be read here. Let's generate with augmented intelligence multiple options and then measure with the chart. These are the results AI gave for generating public space. As seen, it is not a simple task. We can conclude, however, that taking singular ideas from each, for example, the architecture in the second image, pedestrian friendliness of the fourth and mixed characters of the multi-generational tools, we could generate better space for Ethelburga. Then, let's go back and use this on Ethelburga. As said, the housing from the era of 1960 to 1970s are flexible, in good condition and easily modifiable. We could use the good floor plans of the existing buildings as modules to generate towards our last justified goals in the area. The floor plans allow the space to be used in mixed ways. Examples of use could include multi-generational use, working spaces, or having a sublet downstairs while the space upstairs could be living space. Moreover, the floor plans have potential to have a balcony added to the side of the hallway. The balcony, to reach the goals of this project, could be used in communal ways. This is one solution how the evolutionary design could be applied to the estate. The masses are mainly placed on top of the existing buildings. As a core idea of this project, buildings are not going to be demolished. The masses take evolutionary style from the existing building near the tower. It accentuates the lower masses and brings set points to the facades. The existing buildings have received the balconies as mentioned. The existing buildings are also connected to each other with hallways. The roofs are turned into communal rooftop gardens and playing and gathering areas. In addition, the parking is centralized to a mixed-use building close to the RCA campus building. And this is how it could look like. The parking areas that have been removed or reduced are used as parks, gardens, and play areas. The area has received multiple new squares for spending time. Look especially near the tower, near Battersea Bridge Road, near the dock, and in the courtyards. New semi-public and public places have been created. Private yards can stay, but with attractive shared spaces, we can try to persuade them to sharing as well. The green corridors have also improved, which encourages living together with other species as well. The street level has received some new pedestrian routes in this process. Most importantly, however, the pedestrian routes in the rooftops create a very special and multimodal space to walk in. This all has been reached without totally removing cars. The cars can still access the place. The streets in orange are cycling streets. They have parking lots on the streets. The streets in blue are living street, where driving is only allowed to access the plots and parking lots. There are barriers ensuring that the pace is low. Parking lots have been removed from here and there, but there is a new building with parking on the second and third floor. The parking building could be easily turned into another use due to its good dimensions. Also, the existing garage is enlarged. Driving club is suggested. The services are nevertheless developed in the area. As said, the two-floor apartments can be used for services up to a certain percent. The parking building has commercial space in the first floor. Library can be placed in the old building. New restaurant building and a convenience store are being built. The boats in the dock can be turned into restaurants. The main service street is the crossing street. Here's the official documents where all the mentioned changes can be tracked. Here's granulation, new courtyards. Here is the section. See the different heights and new gardens and squares? And here's the close-up near the tower. The square fits for various uses. It could be used for flea markets, dancing events, art exhibitions, playing, and so forth. Here you can see what the area is like on the street level. Various things to do and see. Lastly, is also an image inside a community balcony. Someone sometimes said every apartment should have something beautiful to view. I hope it can be reached now also in Ethelberga. None of this project ensures we can reach the goal of living sustainably in common. But without trying, nothing can be reached. Communal living does not only support sustainable lifestyle but can make life better for everyone. Thank you for listening.